Sport, talking Scottish football first.
Well, if you like your thrillers, we've got it here in Scotland in the battle for the Premiership 2026. You know what happened the other night? The twists and the turns, not least at Fir Park. Motherwell, 10-man Motherwell scoring late to make it 1-1. And then Celtic were just going for it looked like 1-1. And then Oxlade-Chamberlain, a peach of a goal. It's not going to be decided this weekend. It's going to go all the way. It's what most people have said. But what do you think? Give us a call. 0808 17 17 700. Killie Celtic, 2 o'clock on Sunday. Rangers against Hearts, 4:30. Motherwell against Aberdeen at 2:30 in the afternoon. Motherwell, the team that everyone's saying the best playing team in the league. What do you think? And Dundee against Livingston tomorrow. Falkirk against Dundee United. And Hibs against St Mirren. We're going to hear from James Tavernier. We'll hear from Danny Rule speaking today about the tactics the other night. Did he get it wrong? But it's such a brilliant run they've been on. And what about Motherwell? Martin O'Neill will be speaking, and we'll hear from Kieran Tierney. Andy Walker is here, who's got feet in all the camps, and that you were a Motherwell. How many feet have you got? At Motherwell and at Celtic. And Barry Ferguson, pictured in the paper today, you were there in the posh seats at the Rangers game at Fir Park. Wow, what a weekend. Where do we start? Barry, it's going to go all the way, I think, or are Hearts in the box seat because Rangers slipped up the other night? Or will we know by Monday? Or are Celtic just waiting there to pounce? What do you feel?
Well, they're certainly in the box seat because they're sitting top of the league. But I firmly believe, and I said a couple of weeks ago, Paul, I think it's going to get right down to the wire. Going on in the other game, the other night against Motherwell, it was a sore one to take. Look, no doubt Motherwell were very good in the night. I was very impressed by them. But when you're getting to the closing stages, you're 1-0 up. It's a sore one to take. And now you need to look forward to Sunday against Hearts, and you need to make sure that you get that 3 points. There's nothing less that Rangers have to take for that game. It's got to be a win. No matter how they get it, they just need to find a way. And then there's 11 games after that. And as I said to you, I firmly believe that will go right down to the last game or two of the season.
James Tavernier said yesterday, Andy, Rangers can't afford any more slip-ups at all if they're going to win the league. What do you feel?
Maybe one. I think everyone's going to drop some points. Excuse me. But yeah, they certainly can't afford to lose on Sunday against Hearts. If Hearts go to Ibrox and win again, I think that puts Rangers out of it. I think it would be too much to make up. And I agree with Barry. I think Hearts are in the box seat. They're the favourites for me. They're top of the league. They're the top scorers. They've won the most games. And I think they've got the ability to keep it going right to the end.
And what about Celtic? Everyone thought they would win against Livy. There's always respect for Livy. They can be tough, but they hadn't won since, August? Yeah. But my goodness, they nearly got away with the points. Sarachi, really good goal for Celtic. And I see Martin Neal says he hopes the club sign him on a permanent deal for next season. And then Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. Is that one of those moments where you think, wow, Celtic, they might look back and think that's the moment they put themselves in a really good position to retain the title?
Paul, I think you can put that moment in with a number of moments this season. It's got a feel of a centenary season type deal, because the amount of goals that Celtic have scored in the last few minutes this season alone, I think it tells you that they've won a hell of a lot of points in the latter stages. I'm never surprised when Celtic are struggling, but they come up with a late goal. They do it time and time again. And Oxlade-Chamberlain, I think if Celtic can get anything out of him, like the player he was in his time at Arsenal, at Liverpool, that attacking midfield player who can score from outside the box, who can make runs inside the box, quite an exciting player in his time. And I know he struggled with one or two injuries, but I think he'll be excited and invigorated by playing in front of 60,000 and maybe being someone who could make the difference between, winning the league or not.
Barry, what are your thoughts on Celtic? They're not playing at the best, far from it, but they're getting results.
They're finding a way to win games. They're not playing great. I think if you ask Martin O'Neill that and you ask the players, they would totally agree. But you keep going to the final seconds, and that's what they've done against Livingston. They're fighting for their lives. They're going to come and sit behind the ball and make it tough. But listen, it was don't take anything away from Oxlade-Chamberlain. It was a brilliant finish, and that just shows you that the quality that he's got, Paul. He's just not played a lot of football over the last number of months, but listen, he's played at the highest level. He's a Champions League winner. He's a guy who has loads of ability, and if Celtic get him up and running, then they've got a top player.
Do you disagree with James Tavernier, the Rangers captain, that they can't afford any slip-ups?
You've got to go in with the mindset that you have to win every single game. Look, I still think there'll be twists and turns until the end of the season, but in terms of you as a player and you're focusing on number one, and that's Rangers, you have to go in with the mindset that you have to believe that you can win the final 12 games of the season.
You have to. You said in the paper this morning in the record, it doesn't matter what the game is like. Rangers need to come away with the win.
Listen, I heard Derek McInnes say that after the Edinburgh derby. Wasn't a great performance. You can have 12 of them until the end of the season, as long as you get 3 points at the end of the final whistle. That's the most important thing. It's a bonus for me if you play well. The most important thing is you win games of football, and Rangers know that they have to get a win on Sunday. You can't allow Hearts to go 8 points clear. I think it'll be very difficult to claw that back. So Rangers know what they have to do, and that's to win the game on Sunday against a Hearts team who are very well organised, are very well drilled. Yep, they're missing some of their top players in Shanklin and Devlin. Craig Halkett, I think, is back from suspension, so he'll be back into the team. But they've still got really good players, Hearts. They're there for a reason, Hearts. I think they've come in for unfair criticism. They're a good team. They've got a right good manager. It'll be a right tough game for Rangers on Sunday. But Rangers are at home. They'll have 50,000 fans behind them, and they need to go for it.
If you're off to the games at the weekend, give us a call. 0808 17 17 700, the Go Radio Football Show with Burger King, Paul Cooney, Andy Walker and Barry Ferguson. Andy mentioned the double year. Barry, you were far too young to remember it, but it was late goals, wasn't it? So many times.
Yeah.
He didn't like the outcome of it, but it was.
I can't remember.
Was it?
I can't remember.
Was that United?
But it's a special quality for any team, and I saw it in Hearts.
Yep.
The other night, they didn't play well, but they got a win. They got a late goal. They did the same in the last home game against Hibs, which is always a bit of a pressure game. I've seen Celtic do it a number of times this season, and this has been nowhere near a vintage Celtic side. So it's just a really good habit to have.
0808 17 17 700. Right, let's hear James Tavernier saying every game is a must-win.
Every game's a must-win, but obviously with the lead now on the table, it's a must-win if you want to compete for the title. So we have to get the 3 points no matter what. Danny
Rule 1-1, obviously disappointed at the end, but he said he's not going to offer any excuses.
I'm not looking for excuses, but they're doing well. I'm not really sure how much games they had this season so far together. We play game by game. I think before the game I spoke a little bit about if it's an advantage to have 10 games rest or not. You never know. I think what I always also I give them respect when they play well, and for us it's about to improve. I think we spoke before Motherwell how we improved in the final third. We did in the games, we scored more goals, what we want to create more chances, and now we have also to improve again, and this is about a process. But finally, and this is the key message, it's about results, and especially in the second half of the season, every result is crucial.
Barry, what about the criticism he got about the team that he played? Were there a couple of injuries that you can't talk about? Or?
Yeah, well, I listened to him after the game, and he did say that Romans, that they have to be careful. He's just back from an injury. That was the reason why he didn't play. Nadiri, I think the day before the game, he pulled up in training. So you can see the reason why both of the players didn't play. In terms of Olsen, he's probably the surprise, but I don't know if that's a type of game that would have suited him. Chuck Wani played in the middle of the pitch. I thought he'd done pretty well. So he gave a reason why the new players, because they have spent a lot of money on the new players, but he gave the reason why that the players didn't start on Wednesday.
Could they?
Well,
yep.
I was just going to ask Barry. I mean, I look at the strikers all the time, and Chermiti, who got all the headlines, quite right when he scored a couple of goals against Celtic, and since then, I don't know, just very little. Even his game, his overall game. I don't. Is he the best that Rangers have at this time?
I think if everybody's 100% fit, Nadiri starts. There's no doubt in my mind. I think he's got to score. I know Ward makes a good save, but you have to score that. You know, as a striker, when he's in the position, he has 2 goals at it as well. So he's got to finish it. So, listen, I think on Sunday, Nadiri starts up top.
Andy, what do you reckon? He's got, well,
I would start Nadiri as well, but I don't know. It seems to me that the manager wants to play Chermity. Maybe he sees things in him that I'm not seeing, and obviously he's been part of this run that Rangers have been on that was very impressive before they played the other night and got a draw. I mean, the 8 wins in the spin, was it? I mean, it's brought them right back into the title race. So it'll be interesting. Always, team selection, always interesting, but they need a goal scorer, and I don't feel as though they've got a regular one at the moment.
All 4 new signings will start on Sunday.
Okay.
I'd be shocked if they don't.
They're all going to be in Nadiri, Romans,
that's my personal
Skov
opinion.
Olsen, and help me out with the other one.
And
Chikwani. Chikwani, of course.
He's
been
very,
playing.
Yeah, he's been good. I like him. He brings something different to the Rangers midfield. He's a good physical presence, but also he's a good football player. And I've liked what I've seen so far from him.
Let's hear from the Ox. Is that what they're calling him? Oxlade-Chamberlain. Is he a contender for Player of the Year for Celtic, Andy? Because there weren't many out there the other night, were there? But is that a wee bit unfair? But look, Celtic were heading for 1-1, and then the 92nd minute, and it was a terrific goal. He spoke afterwards.
I don't know. I felt like I had a chance to get a moment. I was watching the game and sort of saw some of the spaces that were opening up in and around the box. Especially when we had the ball out wide and then we're able to cross. I was looking at areas where I can get into. The coaching staff, the managers, they sort of give me a lot of confidence there to go and have a moment like that. And when you come on, that's your job to make an impact. Especially in a game where it's 1-1 and you want to go and score the winner. For a forward player, attacking player, you have to think of those moments and plan them up in your head. I was doing that, sort of sat on the bench. Obviously, for it to come off, it doesn't always do that. So that's just an added bonus. But yeah, it's this time a couple of weeks ago, I didn't know where I was going to be or where my future sort of stood in the game. But I just sort of kept my head down, trained hard, and believed that something would come up. It has, and it did, and now I'm going to be doing absolutely everything I can to repay the club with the faith they put in me.
Andy, and I see,
I remember doing an Arsenal game down in Newcastle a few years ago, and the Arsenal media guy, who was lovely, very warm, very accommodating for us, and he was talking about Oxlade-Chamberlain because he was injured at the time, and they wanted him back in the team, and they wanted him back in the team not just because of the way he played. He's such a good guy around the place. They really liked his manner, his approach. You can hear him there. Speaks very well about the game, and no one fancied him. But Martin O'Neill has seen something in him that maybe he can be, as I said earlier, maybe he can be excited and invigorated, stimulated by playing in front of 60,000 again. Possibly winning a league, possibly winning a cup. I mean, those 2 games against Rangers back to back, he seems the type of player that will be able to thrive on that pressure.
And will he start on Sunday on the plastic pitch at Kilmarnock? Martin O'Neill spoke about that moment where the goal came in.
Did I think he was going to be as dramatic as that and scoring the goal? But I think that he can give us something, no question about that. He's a really decent player when he gets up to speed with things. He's only done a couple of days, and I couldn't be more pleased with him. He's made a big impact, believe it or not, even in the training sessions with the rest of the players, which is that's always a good sign. And I'm delighted that he's in, and I think that when he's properly fit, he'll be great for us. Frantic, you're right. It was frantic on the pitch. It was frantic in the dugout as well. So it was great. It was just the way, and I was kind of right behind it when I saw him. The minute left his foot, I thought, this is in.
And I see his dad, Mark Chamberlain. You remember him, Andy? Did you play against him? He was Sheffield Wednesday. Of course, you were United.
We didn't play against each other, but I remember Chris Morris, who was a teammate of mine, and he was a teammate of Mark Oxlade-Chamberlain, the dad. But he was a fine player in his time. And of course, if you get anyone in who's got, a Champions League winning medal, winning the amount of trophies that Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain has won, the amount of big games that he's played in, the amount of big environments with big stadiums, and he knows how to handle the pressure. As long as he's still got the ability, if he can steer clear of injury, I think that's the most important thing. And I think he'll be able to show everyone what he's capable of.
Barry, that is going to be some game. I know it's still a couple of weeks away, but it's only we're nearly at Valentine's Day, which
don't start.
But of course, it will be how many 15 days to go
the first
to Rangers Celtic.
Yeah,
it's
two games in a week. But there's a bit of football still to be played until then. But in terms of Oxlade-Chamberlain, no two ways about it. He's a top player. The only issue you have is the injuries, as Andy's just mentioned there. He's not played a lot of football. It didn't go particularly well when he went out to Turkey to Besiktas.
That happens a lot, doesn't it, in Turkey?
It does, but he's come back. He's not played for 6 months. I seen he was training with the Arsenal youth team, so he's kept himself in good condition. But it's different training to playing games of football. But you get 12, 15 minutes on Wednesday night, and I'm sure if he continues to stay fit and he gets himself in really good condition, I honestly believe Celtic do have a top player in their hands.
Yeah. The phrase "plenty of twists and turns to come" has been used a couple of times already this evening in the programme, and Martin O'Neill said exactly that yesterday.
I think there will be a few twists and turns. I've just done an interview there, and I think there will be. I think it's because there's a lot of tension around. We've got no room to manoeuvre, But you've heard that a few times from me, I'm sick saying it. And but we don't, we find ourselves in this position. So we've been chasing the whole way, and so what we've done tonight, we've kept ourselves in it.
Right, Celtic fans, give us a call. What do you think? 08 08 17 17 700. Danny Rule, did he get it wrong against Motherwell? He spoke today afterwards.
Yeah, I think big respect also to Motherwell. They played in this game really well. I think this is also sometimes what we honor. That as an opponent, they did well. They played with high intensity in all the phases of the game. We were not able to match them in some phases of the game. But when I look a little bit to our opportunities during the game, even you felt they control the game, but we have big chances to score the 2-0 and 3-0. Yeah, it was, I think, after 35 minutes a big chance. I can't remember that Motherwell had a 1-against-1 to the goalkeeper in front of the goal. But we had this moment, but general it feels not what we want. We want to have more control in all the phases, and in this game we couldn't. And now we move forward to a next opponent. They have also big weapons, transition moments. They are strong, set play. They are strong. They are well organized, and we have to find again solutions for this opponent.
Barry Raskin's goal, it was a good start. You always say he's better playing further forward.
I thought it was an excellent team goal. Moved the ball very quick, very direct, and that's where I think Nico's at his most dangerous when he's driving forward. He's a really powerful runner, and it was a great ball for Diamande and a great run from Nico, and it was a great finish. And they got off to a great start, and then you're thinking, right, that's what you want when you're coming to a tough place. But I agree with what Danny Role said there. You have got to give credit sometimes to the opponent. And I thought on the night, again, that's the second time I've seen them live, Motherwell, and I was so impressed by them. It's the difference that manager's made to some of the players is frightening, and you've got to give them respect. They're in a position in the league that they thoroughly deserve to be in, and they're a very good team to watch, and they've got some really impressive players.
What about Stephen O'Donnell? He was in brilliant form, wasn't he, the other night? Paul McGinn as well.
Some of his passing, short and long, especially his longer passing, his crossing. I thought he was terrific. Even his defending. There was a little move that he made very late in the game where I thought he was going on the outside, and he He sold me a dummy. I'm watching it at home. Yeah, I think he's one of those players that's been inspired by the new manager, the new approach to how they want to play.
A lot of them going about, and rightly so, Maswanisi up top, who again was impressive with his movement and his work rate, but then you've mentioned two players there, Paul McGinn and Stephen O'Donnell, and even Welsh, who when you see him in a Celtic jersey, he was okay, but when he's played with Motherwell, he's performed at a high level. So, yep, they're a very good team. The way they manipulate the ball, the way their movement off the ball, and there's a real togetherness. And you can see, it's the first time I've been to Fir Park in a long time where the fans are excited to go and watch a team play.
Yeah, they're right behind them, aren't they?
They were, and it was a tough game at times for Rangers. It was really tough, and you think when they go down to 10 men, it was a bad tackle, it was a sending off, there's no doubt about it, but it didn't change. They continue to do what they've done before that, and they obviously get the equaliser in the last couple of minutes.
How was the reception when you arrived there? The Hamilton boy arrives, the Rangers legend at Fir Park.
It was a bit frosty as normal, but not nice people. You always get looked after when you go there. The people inside are very welcoming.
You got that sort of character you get in Scotland. It was great, wasn't it? I mean, he's giving you a bit of stick, but in the nicest possible way at the front door.
Yeah, he's been there for probably about 100 years. Always get the nice welcome, but no, listen, look after you. It was just a sore one towards the end, because you're thinking, right, you've not played well. Motherwell have been really good. You just want to get out of Fir Park, and you know what? It would have been a brilliant 3 points, but listen, it is what it is. Motherwell equalised, and I thought they deserved to equalise. You need to put it to bed now, Paul, and you need to move on, and you need to make sure you beat Hearts on Sunday.
What's going to happen? Did you have the radio on as well, like the old days? Get the radio on so you're listening. Because it's the twists and turns. Yeah.
Two boys behind me were keeping me updated.
Can you see what they were saying? Or, no, it's a family show.
I can't say what I said. Right enough. But listen, again, Celtic don't play well, but they keep going to the end, and they get the winner.
Who is going to win the league? We'll talk about that in a moment.
The Go Radio Football Show with Burger King.
Sure is. Looking forward to football from tonight. Airdrie against St Johnstone, 7:45 at the stadium in Airdrie, funnily enough. That's where Airdrie play. Is it the new Broomfield? What do they call it now? Who knows? I know.
Albert Bartlett.
Oh, so
Stadium.
it is, yeah.
There you go.
You mashed it. You smashed it with that one. Well done, Albert Bartlett. Right, let's get on the lines. We'll hear more from the manager shortly.
Bad for you.
Not bad, for a Friday. Craig's on, a Rangers fan from the Gorbals. Hi, Craig. Good evening.
Hi guys, how you doing? All right?
Hi, Craig.
Good, thank you.
Hi, first time caller, so...
Good to hear you, Craig. Yeah.
Get on with it then.
I'm going around the corner to the studio, so I'm not far.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I just want to make a couple of points.
Yeah.
One about Wednesday's game, and then obviously looking to the game at Ibrox on Sunday. So I totally agree with Barry. I think Danny Rowe got the guy's got a lot of credit, so I'm not saying that he's not the man or anything, but I do think he get the team wrong on Wednesday. We brought in 4 new signings to push us towards the title once that's the team. Just on Sunday, the game was big, but it's massive now. Best case scenario, we can be 2 points behind. Worst case, we can be 8 points behind. It's not impossible for us to win the league if we go 8 behind, but I do think it's a really, really tough test, and I think if we go 8 points behind, I think it'd be too much to claw back.
Barry, what would you say about the first point? Because he did mention, he referenced the Hearts game, which wasn't like him.
Yeah, it's not like him. It's one game at a time, and you're going to a difficult place, and you're going to play against a very good team, as I've pointed out previous. So I was surprised at that. I do firmly believe that the new players would have played, but he did make reference after the game that both Nadiri and Romans were carrying slight knocks. So I think you've got to look at the bigger picture. That's why you carry a big squad. And then going on to Sunday, I totally agree with Craig. It's huge. It's massive, this game. I don't think Rangers can allow Hearts to go 8 points. I don't even think a draw would be sufficient. You have got to go for the jugular. You've got to go for the win. and I think Rangers have to do that on Sunday.
I think it's difficult to criticise your job, and I don't think it was the manager's fault that Rangers dropped a couple of points. They were in pole position to take all three, 1-0 up for so long, a man to the good for a good part of it, and players didn't see it through. I don't think it was anything to do with the manager.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed with the goal. Two phases. The first goal, Dujon has got to at least make him work for the header. And then obviously the Motherwell strikers find space in the box, which previous to that Rangers have been really good defensively. So, yep, that's something that they'll be disappointed in, especially when you're getting into the final minutes of the game and you know it's been a tough game and you know Motherwell have dominated large parts of it. But when you get to the final minutes, it's you need to find a way, and that's the big thing that will disappoint them.
Craig, the manager was asked about this today, about the tactics.
Yeah, I think as a manager you always take the responsibility. I make my decision before the game. There was the idea behind, and then after, then the decision making is influenced from the result. If you play a draw, then you have to ask maybe such criticized questions, but this is normal. I think I had some reasons. I said this. That was the reason why I can't tell you today about. The injuries are not such much in 24 hours between my press conference and the game. Some things changed. I got some new information and I have to make new decisions. Finally, I cannot risk some players when they are maybe not 100% available. And finally, it's about results. If you take the right result, then you have always more arguments. If you play a draw, then you have to be ready for the other questions.
Well, there he's mentioned it, and the two players I think he's referring to as Romans and Nadiri. But then if you look at the two players that have replaced them, Magoma has done really well. I mean, you got to remember he's only 19. He's played a lot of football, so he's done pretty well. Chermiti, he's went off the boil a wee bit in terms of scoring goals. But these are the players that have got Rangers in this position. So it'll be interesting. Hopefully, all players are available for selection, 100% fit, and if that's the case, then I have no doubt in my mind that the four new signings will start the game on Sunday against Hearts.
Craig, if you were Danny Rule, who are you playing up front?
Just as Barry says, I think Nadiri needs to start. I know obviously the price tag Chermiti's came with. I think Barry will probably know more than me, but obviously when you've got that price tag, is there I know an obligation, but is there more of a pressure to play him to kind of show his worth? But I think Nadiri needs to start. I think in the short time he's been here, he's a proper centre forward. You know, I think he's always between the two posts. He's in the right areas. Obviously, he's got his 2 goals in his full debut. Just referring back to Motherwell game, quick, I need to give him a bit of credit. I watched the game on the TV. I've got a season ticket, so I'll go to the whole games and I go to some away games. But it was high demanding Wednesday. But I'll give Motherwell real credit. I think Al McCoy said it as well, that they're by far playing the best football in the country. They looked really, really good. And what I would say, being more of a positive side, is if we win on Sunday, come the end of the season, that point against Motherwell could be a big point. You know, I think Celtic went there, have struggled, and they conceded since October at home. So I think in the, you know what it's like after a game, you're emotional, you're wanting 3 points, you don't get it. But if you kind of sit back and look at it, it might be a big point in the bigger scheme of things.
And Motherwell can damage the other teams, Hearts.
Yeah, I like the way Craig's put that across. That was the way that when I was driving home on Wednesday night, you were disappointed it was a sore one, but when you actually reflect a wee bit, and then if you get that victory on Sunday, it doesn't look as bad. But the thing that I'm sure that is sore for everybody, it's when you go into, I mentioned it earlier, Paul, it's when you're going into the final minutes and you've got a 1-0 lead, and it was so a poor close. It was a poor goal to lose from Rangers' point of view.
Andy, if Hearts win on Sunday, then the gap is 8 for Rangers. And you know the games are counting down. 12 games then after that left? 11 games, sorry, 11. 12 for Celtic. I cannot remember a season like this. You mentioned the double year, that was 88, 89. Craig, you can, I'm sure, it hasn't happened for, 60 years ago when Hearts won it. I don't even know who was in the race at that time, Andy. It must be good for the game. I know people say this,
The drama, I'm equating it to actually the couple of seasons before I got to Celtic. I was playing with Motherwell and Hearts.
Yeah.
They were in pole position. They go to Dens Park and all you need is a draw. And they lost 2-0. So and then they lost a Scottish Cup final and they had this tag of being, bottle merchants and all the rest of it. They've had success since then, of course, but so many people have expected them to drop away, but at this stage of the season, when you've won the most games, when you've scored the most goals, and I think when you've, Rangers have only lost 2 and Hearts have lost 3, but when you have scored the most goals, won the most games at this stage of the season, you're entitled to be regarded as favourites, despite, not having a history of doing it year on year.
Barry, Craig and the Rangers fans will be interested in your view this morning in the record and on here tonight. Have they got the bottle for it? Because fans will say that.
I think they have. Yep, I've been asked that question a few times. Look at the run they've been on now. If you said to me the start of November that Rangers would be in this position, get into the game on Sunday, and they win it to be 2 points behind Hearts, I would have looked at you in a strange way. So you've got to give them credit. They've shown. Look, there's been a couple of disappointing results in terms of going to Tynecastle, losing, and then obviously dropping 2 points in Wednesday night. But overall, I think in terms of since Danny Rowe's come in, it's been really positive. And they're in a title race, Paul, where I think a lot of people, I think if you asked the vast majority of Rangers fans, they would have said at the start of November, no chance this would be the case.
Of course. James Tavernier had this message to the Rangers fans, and Craig, you're one of them who'll be there on Sunday.
The fans are always, when the place is rocking, it obviously makes a massive difference. But it's down to us to get that from the fans as well. They expect us to perform, and they'll give it back in return. So it goes both ways. We obviously want them to be right behind us from the get-go. And obviously there's been comments about being if balls go out of play or misplaced passes, and you obviously want the crowd to get behind us, but it's down to us to set the standards and down to us to show the performance levels of what the fans want to see, and we obviously both have a responsibility, but us as players need to take lead with that, and on the weekend we need to do that.
Craig, what do you think's going to happen Sunday?
I think we'll win. I know I'm saying that confidently. To be honest, at work, obviously, as Rangers and Celtic fans, we're having a bit of banter. Wednesday was the one I was I wasn't too sure about. I saw what they did to Celtic, the good home form they were in. That, as I say, I think that point might be good in the bigger scheme of things. But I think packed Ibrox. I don't see anything but a Rangers win. It'll be a tough game. I'm a big fan of Derek McInnes. I've wanted Derek McInnes in for a long time at Rangers. I've always been kind of consistent with that. I think it'll be a tight game, but I'm going to go 2-1 Rangers. I do think we'll get the 3 points and we'll be 2 points behind. I think as a Rangers fan, and Barry will know, I think it's just good being involved in a title challenge for it. It's been so long. And as Barry says, we were 13, 14 points behind. To say we'll be in this position come February and genuinely title contenders, you would have taken it all day. But I think it will be tight. I think the start of the game will be really important. But I just think if we get an early goal or the first goal, crowd gets behind the players and then we kick on for there, it'll be tight. But I think it'll be 2-1 Rangers.
Andy, the crowd behind Rangers could be a big factor. The 12th man.
Yeah, crowds can get you points. I've had that experience in my time where they're right behind you. I've said it so many times. They can put a yard on your stride. They can really get some more out of you that you maybe felt as though you were struggling to give. And when you've got tens of thousands right behind you, I think it is such a positive. I think you've got to look at Hearts though, and the respect they deserve, having played Celtic and Rangers so often this season, and still to lose a game. So they will have no fear about going to Ibrox. They've been there before and won.
Barry, you could see what it meant to Derek McInnes to win the derby so late as well. And that could be a moment, we talk about Oxlade-Chamberlain, you talk about the Stephen Welsh goal, these moments. Rangers have had some late goals as well. But that was maybe a huge moment when they won the derby.
It was. They didn't. I mean, I watched the game and I thought it was. I thought Hearts were pretty poor, but again they kept going until the end, and they come up with a real good goal. Great 3 points. I think you've got to respect the opponent. I'm always big on that. You've got to respect the Hearts team. because they're sitting at the top of the league, because they're there for a reason. They've got, in my opinion, a manager who knows his way around about the game. And I think Sunday will be absolute electric at Ibrox. The fans will come 100% and get behind the team. It's now up to the players come 4:30 to go and put a performance on and make sure they find a way to get that 3 points.
What would you do about James Tavernier and a contract for next season? This is what he said yesterday.
Yeah, look, I take it day by day. You know, if my wife says something about next week, about planning, I say that's too far ahead for me. You know, it's always about the day today, and then I'll wake up tomorrow and then I'll go from there. But I'll always continue giving my utmost for the club and obviously for my family. It's, yeah, obviously want to see, I always aim at every start of the season is obviously to get as many medals as you can, and nothing's changed.
Andy, what do you think you would do?
If it was up to me, I'd give him a new contract. I think he's been unbelievable value for Rangers over the 10 years that he's been here. I think he's still got a lot to offer. The goals, and I'm not just talking about his remarkable amount of penalties. He's got a hell of a skill from free kicks as well. But not only that, he gets himself into the box. He scores from open play a lot. He's a threat. The amount of assists that he gives, I think it's a no-brainer to extend his contract. But I don't know what the Rangers hierarchy or the Rangers fans feel about him.
Barry, what's going to happen?
Well, this is a big debate, but I don't think it is a debate. I think he should be given a new 1 year contract. The only issue is, will he play as much as as he has previous? Because he plays 40, 50 games every single season. But that's something that I'm sure James will need to consider. But in my opinion, I got to know him really well. I became really close to him. I know what type of guy he is. He's good round about the dressing room, a brilliant professional. And in my opinion, for £300,000, I think he's been a top signing for Rangers.
Craig, thanks a million. We're back in 2 minutes.
The Go Radio Football Show with Burger King.
Valentine's Day approaching. Barry, Andy, you all sorted, Andy, for Valentine's?
Yes, I'm sure she'll do something nice for me.
Barry, you're always sorted way in advance.
Always well organised.
Excellent. So,
come on, what you
no, it isn't going anywhere. It's just it flashes up.
Well, but you organised.
Always organised. Yeah, exactly. So
I bet you're one of the ones.
Oh no, don't start.
Roses.
Why did I start?
Petals all around about the bed, isn't it?
Zoe and Joe were talking about it on Breakfast Show this morning. They were quite funny. Yeah, and somebody was on saying, would you give her 6 roses, 12 roses, or the full box of chocolates? I'm not sure they got it, but it was a great show. Well done,
that.
Joe.
It
was quite funny, wasn't it?
Like
it was actually Gillian that got that, because I didn't get it either. Right, enough of this. Looking forward to Airdrie St Johnstone tonight. Andy, you'll be watching it, the Friday night, the romantic that you are. Yes,
I'm sure I'll be watching that. Yeah.
Andy, Barry, you love the Friday night football.
I always enjoy watching the Championship. And Airdrie have picked up. No doubt. I watched them, was it last week or the week before, against St Mirren? I thought they gave a good account of themselves. Obviously had to go into extra time. So Airdrie need to get a win. St Johnstone need to get a win to stay top of the league. So, always look forward to the Friday night games in the Championship.
And a huge game, Dunfermline against Partick Thistle. Mark Wilson, as you know, Andy, manager of the month.
Yeah, he's done ever so well. I'm not sure they've got enough to get that automatic promotion spot, but that'll be a great game tomorrow against Dunfermline with Neil Lennon's team, who are doing ever so well in the Cup. Got a chance. Who are they up against? Is it Aberdeen or Motherwell in the next round?
Yep.
And they're at home. So chance for them to get to Hampden for the semi-final.
Arbroath against United. Jamie Murphy was in your chair the other night, Barry. He's still injured, but that's a tough game for United up there. Morton against Raith Rovers. Leslie Ann's on asking who's going to win. Of course, the managers, that's an interesting one. And Ross County against Queen's Park. We'll do the predictions with the score predictor with Shawfield Timber about 6:25 tonight. 0808 17 17 700. Looking forward to the games tomorrow in the Premiership, and then Sunday, of course, as well. It is definitely a Super Sunday, Andy, isn't it? There's no question.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the big games are at Kilmarnock early on, and then at Ibrox. I'm going to Fir Park. I'm really looking forward to seeing Motherwell. I've seen them on the telly this season. I haven't seen them in the flesh, so really looking forward to seeing how they line up against Aberdeen, who've brought back Tony Docherty for a brief spell until they get the managerial situation sorted.
It's taken them quite some time, isn't it? And not such good news for Peter leaving, obviously, Barry, but Tony Dock, he's so loved at Aberdeen because of the job he did alongside Derek
he's
McInnes.
in to help Peter leaving.
Right, okay,
Yeah.
alongside him.
Yeah, and
okay.
listen, Tony Docherty's experienced coach, and it looks as if Aberdeen are not going to appoint a permanent manager until the summer, so I'm sure he'll help Peter leaving until the end of the season, give him that bit of guidance. But that's a tough one for Aberdeen. I mean, going to Fir Park, no Andy's, and honestly, it was they were a joy to watch. Motherwell.
See if they
I
hadn't
never
got
thought
those,
I would ever say that.
As a Hamilton boy, if they hadn't got all those draws in the autumn, Barry, I'll tell you what they would be. It could be a four-way race.
The only thing I would say about Motherwell is they're probably not ruthless enough. In terms of in front of goal. Maswinisi is a very good player, and I think they'll struggle to hold on to him in the summer. I've seen he get player of the month and rightly deserved. But yeah, they're a very good watch, very well organised, very well drilled. They've got a brilliant way of playing. And what I like about them is, they play nice football, but they're not scared to go back to front as well.
Martin O'Neill was asked afterwards then, the late goal for Celtic. Look at the way they celebrated his bench as well. You can tell that it's that camaraderie there with Sean Maloney and the rest of the guys. What about the league table? Has he been looking at it?
You know, I've always heard this about, that managers, when asked these questions way back years ago and saying, well, don't really look at the table. I've looked at this table all the time, Unfortunately, it never changes. It never seems to change at all. But I do, So I think it's idiocy, really, to say that you don't look at the table. Of course you do, but it's one thing looking at the table is fine and staring at it. The other thing is trying to do something about it, and that's all we can do. I'm not in control of anything else. I'm not even sure I'm in control here either. But at the end of it all, that's all we can do ourselves.
You might have to do it without Arnie Engels. What's the latest?
If I was doing this for you on Friday, I'd be here. I don't know is the answer, and I need to speak to the medical staff. But if he's out for some time, that'll be a loss to us.
Andy, thoughts on that about Arnie Engels?
Yeah, you want all your players fit. You want as many options as possible. But I think Oxlade-Chamberlain coming in now, you've got a different type of goal-scoring threat from the middle of the park. Look at the quality of his first touch to set him up for the pass into the corner. I think that tells you that he's a quality player, and I'm sure he'll want to try and give a bit more. Is he ready yet to start a game? And you mentioned it earlier, always difficult when you've had a lot of injuries to put a player on an artificial surface that Celtic are going to on Sunday at Kilmarnock. But yeah, I think Oxlade-Chamberlain will make a really good impact, and I'm sure it won't be too far away from starting games.
Martin O'Neill spoke about him. He was asked, why did you bring him on? Well, he brought him on for that kind of moment.
Love to tell you that. Really love to say. Did I think he might actually make a little bit of an impact even in the few moments? Yeah. Did I think he was going to score a wonder goal like that there? Not really. But I was hoping that he would add, just as you start, about a bit of calmness to the situation. We were trying, when Livingston equalised, then of course, crowd get very, very anxious, and when we take 2 or 3 extra passes, there's kind of a feeling which I've known about way back in my time as well, to the minute that goes back once or twice. I mean, you can understand it, a bit of frustration, but you just felt as if, just exactly what you say, just thought he just added that wee bit of class to us, and even in those few moments that he was on.
And Kieran Tierney spoke about that moment, the goal.
Aye, because I think you've seen in the first 20 minutes you could have had the game 2-3-0 up, but we didn't. Made it harder for ourselves because Livingston are never out the game. I thought there was no better player to score last night. It was a dream debut and a good start to life at Celtic for him.
Andy, what are you thinking about Hatate, for example? It's not just him, Maeda, not the player he was last year, but he just wiped out the player and gave away a penalty.
Yeah, he could have headed it clear, but I think it was a clear penalty. I think he just, listening to friends and family that were at the game, said he didn't really contribute that much. And I don't know, maybe it's time for him to come out the team a wee bit. I mean, I think when you look at all the Japanese players and what they've contributed, I think even Maeda, who was really disappointed that he didn't get that chance to move when he thought everything was done and dusted. I think those players have probably come to the end of their... I think this will be their last season at Celtic, both Hatate and Maeda. But you want to try and go out on a high. I know there's going to be a huge turnaround in the summer, but before then, if you're in pole position to get as many games as you can, you want to try and contribute and make it another season to remember.
Barry, where will we go with this? Martin O'Neill, what a job he is doing, because you can see there's going to be a major rebuild at Celtic, no matter what happens this summer.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, but they need to make a decision who's going to be taking the team forward. Whether that's going to be Martin O'Neill or somebody else. But what I do think is, I think they would be crazy if he's not part of the club going forward, whether that's being the manager or whether that's upstairs for a shoulder to lean on for the new manager coming in if he doesn't take the job.
We're going to talk about Kilmarnock Celtic. That's a brilliant game as well. It's on at 2 o'clock on Sky, and then Rangers Hearts at 4:30. Remember the Motherwell game with Aberdeen as well. And then tomorrow, let's not forget Dundee Livingston, Falkirk against Dundee United, Hibs against St Mirren. Don't go away, we're back after the news.
Weekdays on YouTube. Join the conversation on 0808 17 17 700. Talking Scottish football first.
We sure are. On from 5. Thank you everyone who has made the switch. We're on from 5 every night of the week, Monday to Friday. Barry loved it on Monday night. You were on with Charlie and also with Rob McLean on Monday. I was back in time, so I was up north at a meeting at Walker's Shortbread with Nicky Walker, the ex-Rangers goalkeeper. Yeah. So it was great to see Nicky again.
I remember Nicky Walker. He actually played with my brother. He went to Hearts. Played at Hearts together as well.
That's right.
He was at Motherwell.
Of course. Okay. Yeah. You didn't play alongside him though, did you? No. He's in terrific form. What a business.
Ball.
Is that right? Yeah.
I remember he used to have a launch.
Yeah.
Yep. But he's doing all right now.
He sure is. Yeah. Walker's Shortbread. So he's Nicky Walker. So yeah, it was Leicester City as well, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Jock Wallace would have been his manager. So
remember he used to have long hair?
He did indeed, yeah.
He's still
good form. It's maybe not quite so long, who has at our stage. But no, really, really good form. And got back in time, and I watched it on YouTube, which you can. If you're listening on the Go Radio Football Show, we look great. If you want to see us, if you want to see the facts, it's on YouTube.
Rob had a nightmare.
Well, it was a... to be fair to you and Charlie, you kept him right. It is
no. Let's go to a shocker. He did have a shocker.
Not for the first time.
It was actually funny. And the guy won, so you took it very seriously, which I liked.
No, you've got to take it serious.
16 out of 16.
Do you know what? No. 19.
Oh, 19, right, okay, just fine, okay. Do you think I sit all week thinking, what were the scores for Barry Ferguson on Monday night?
It actually was a tough question.
Yeah. So what was it again?
20 players who have got over 60 Scotland caps.
Yeah, it was good. I think Charlie said he could do how many?
I think he got 10 or 12.
12 I thought maybe, and you went for...
I went for 16, but I actually got 19
Amazing.
Out of 20.
Yeah. So you can still watch it if you want to go back and see that from Monday night. But I was back. It was funny watching it. It was good to watch the programme in our brand new studio.
They paused for about 30 seconds.
But look, I get it. We get a lot of things thrown at us here.
Was doing it.
Rob, if you're watching, we love you dearly. I mean, he's one of the best commentators still on the telly. He isn't he? He's doing a lot. I saw them. Get him to Optical Express. If only I could say it. Rob will be back soon.
Hopefully.
Maybe not. Maybe not after getting battered tonight.
Right, there's so much on this weekend, but it's the weekend, isn't it? You've got to be able to laugh, because Rob can take it, I hope. Otherwise, he's got lawyers in the family, hasn't he? Do you not think so?
No.
I met his son at a wedding. What a brilliant guy as well. But anyway, look, mentioning Rob, we can mention the North East, Aberdeen, of course, and it's going to be Tony Docherty in there with Peter Leven. Kenny will be with us later, but the next caller is Kevin, a Celtic fan who's on to bail us out. Hi Kevin, good evening.
How you doing, guys? All right?
Aye, good. Yeah,
Hi,
we're in
Kevin.
top form.
How you doing, Kevin?
Yeah, what are you thinking? What an end to... Well, it's not the end, but what a season this is. What are your thoughts tonight as a Celtic fan?
Yeah, this is brilliant.
Yep.
I just want to ask a serious question to Barry and Mark.
And Andy
Mark,
even.
with respect to Mark,
It's Andy,
because
yeah.
Andy, sorry, because obviously it's ex-players, right? But guys that are right into their football.
Yep.
See, in my opinion,
Yep.
Scottish football gets disrespected everywhere, right? But see, right now, the Scottish Premiership's the most exciting league between us and the Premier League.
Yep.
The Scottish Premier League's much more exciting. That's my opinion. You've got 3 teams going for the title. You've got a Motherwell side breathing down the neck. The team is in third place. They're not a million miles away.
Yep.
And I just think it's absolutely amazing. But it's doing in England. What is it? 2 teams? Arsenal and Man City.
Man City. Yep.
It's quite boring. I think in terms of excitement, I'm not saying quality, but in terms of excitement and intrigue, I think the Scottish League's. I guess the Scottish League all the way.
I think that's what I was going to say to you there, Kevin. Absolutely. The excitement, you can't get enough of it. In my view, there has been a big drop in quality. This is not a vintage Celtic team. I'll let Barry describe the Rangers team and what they've done throughout the course of the season. I always hate it when you see Aberdeen and Dundee United in the bottom 6. I regard them as 2 of our, big city clubs. And I think the top 6, the bottom 6 is pretty much already settled. Livingston have definitely been relegated. I think there's a fight to finish in second bottom spot, but absolutely the excitement level. I mean the anticipation of the game at Ibrox at the weekend is massive, and of course Celtic have got an opportunity to do the business even before a ball is kicked at Ibrox, and it won't be easy against Kilmarnock, who've picked up a couple of wins under Neil McCann. So excitement, absolutely, I agree with you, but I also agree with you, Kevin, that the quality of football has dropped.
Barry, music to your ears.
Yeah, I totally agree with Kevin. And then I heard Andy saying, obviously, he'd like to see Aberdeen and Dundee United up in the top 6. But listen, you've got to give Motherwell and Falkirk so much credit. 2 really good teams to watch, and a surprise. I mean, if you asked me at the start of the season, I would have picked both of these teams to be in the bottom 6. And Andy's right. Kilmarnock looked out at it a couple of weeks ago. 2 home wins against Aberdeen and St Mirren. Kilmarnock now are starting to drag Dundee, St Mirren and Dundee United, I would even say, into it. So, yep, it's exciting in terms of the quality. Look, we all know it's nowhere near the English Premier League, but for excitement, all day, the Scottish League.
What are they saying, Neil and Billy, about the game with Celtic at the weekend?
Do you know what? I went down to see them before they came to Ibrox, and I mean, it was a great win for them against Aberdeen. And they says the difference in the Monday and the Tuesday to the players when they come in, they were bubbly. The training was at it, and listen, their game plan went out the window after the boy gets sent off after 4 minutes. But I thought they acquitted themselves really well until they tired, and then what a result for them against St Mirren.
Yep.
So, yep, they're looking to. Well, it looked to me as if they were really enjoying being back in the firing line. And it was a big job for them to take, and I think they've got every opportunity to get out of that second bottom place.
Are they still on the bonus scheme at Ibrox if they win at the weekend? And I'm kidding, of course I am. Kevin, what about that the other night? Celtic they should have had Livy away early on. They didn't. And then it was the sub. Can you keep leaving it to the 92nd minute or 3rd minute to get the wins?
Listen, you would like to play champagne football all the time, but it looks like, unfortunately, Paul, it's that late in the season, even with the new guys coming in, by the time they get fully bedded in, it's going to be the way where we're going to have to dig out the wins rather than both teams away. I think that's the way that Celtic are going to win the league, is because we're not going to win the league by blowing teams away. I think it's too late in the day for that. I think it's going to be about getting smart wins, maybe late wins, and that's just the way it's going to be. And to be honest with you, Paul, I'll take it, because the month of December Unfortunately, the board and Big Wilfred did their best to ruin our season. So December was a disaster for us. So the fact that we're even still in the hunt is a miracle. Just to say it was Rangers, to be honest with you, as Barry was saying earlier. But I think that my scenario is, see if we could beat Kelly and beat Hibs, and if Hearts and Rangers share the spoils of the weekend, what's that running it's going to be? And I'll tell you what, if Hearts and Rangers draw and Celtic take 6v6 in their next two, I think Celtic are probably minor favourites to win the league. I think Hearts and Rangers, one of the two need to win this weekend. That's my opinion.
It's great to look forward to. I mean, we spoke earlier about that week that Celtic have got, where it's Rangers away back to back, and in between them you've got Aberdeen away, which is a vital league game if you want to get back in this title race and get yourself right up there. So every week we will be debating everything from refereeing decisions to brilliant performances to poor performances. And I think it's going right down to, the very last game.
Kevin, who would you play? Would you play Junior Adamu or would you play Chavanchara?
I would maybe mix it up a wee bit. Chavanchara, I've been really impressed with him. I don't know, Andy's obviously a striker, but just watching his movement, his touch is absolutely awesome. He's just been started, but he's been started chances. That's the issue. But I think I would probably give Adamu a wee chance. I'm not sure if I would start Chamberlain either. I would probably just bet him back in and maybe give him half an hour on Sunday rather than 10, 15, maybe up that to maybe 25, 30 minutes. I don't know if I'd start him, especially on that pitch. But if we can get a sneaky 1-0 win this weekend, be absolutely delighted. Rangers and Hearts, maybe play out a draw. Although something in the back of my head, I hate to say this when Barry Ferguson's in the studio, but something's telling me that Rangers are going to win. I don't know what it is. Can't agree with my head.
Okay. Barry, for Celtic though, they kind of need to put somebody away, don't they? They did it with Dundee United, but that was a month ago when Martin O'Neill had come back. They've got over the line. We talked about Nadiri for Rangers, who would play up front. Chermiti. Celtic, do you have a view? Would you bring in Adamu or
that's the decision that he's got to make. 2 new signings for him. It'll be interesting to see what way he goes, but he knows himself that's going to be a tough one for Celtic. I think that's going to be close. Kilmarnock are obviously bubbling away. They've got good confidence, but look, Celtic know they need to get down to Rugby Park and win the game, and I fully expect that to happen, but I think it'll be very, very tight.
Football's weird, isn't it? Look at John Jules, hat-trick the other night.
Brilliant hat-trick. And what a great win for them. Yeah. And you remember the last time Celtic went there, it was one of those really late goals, very controversial penalty. I think it was a penalty, to be honest. But it's another one of those weekends. Just try and get the win in any way you can.
Here's Martin O'Neill speaking about the Kilmarnock game. Back in a minute, Kevin.
A really difficult game. Obviously, they're in a good run of form now at this moment. It changes, and really expect a difficult match.
So we'll get your predictions in a moment or two. We're going to go on the lines after the break.
Yep.
Andy, see from a Celtic point of view, I know you look at everything fairly, but would Celtic want Hearts to beat Rangers, and it kind of puts Rangers out of it? Barry will say, I know that they could come back, but that 8-point difference.
No, I don't think Celtic want Hearts to win.
Okay.
If it's a draw, ideal. If Rangers win, as long as Celtic keep winning, they've got the opportunity with a game in hand over Rangers and Hearts to overtake Rangers. So I don't think Celtic would ideally be wanting Hearts to win at Ibrox.
Here's Kieran Tierney on this match on Sunday at Kilmarnock.
Tough game. The last few weeks as well, they've had good results, better performances as well, and it's always tough going there. It doesn't matter if they're on form or not, but now they're on form, so it's going to be extra tough for us, so we need to play well.
And how does he feel about the new signings?
I think they've been great. You've seen Big Tam at Tynecastle, good assist, second game, got a goal, so he's a handful, and then Junior coming on debut as well, goal. So it's been a great start for the boys, and they fitted in great.
Kevin, were you at school with Big Tam? Chavanchara?
Big Tam. It's funny how they're getting the Scottish nicknames already.
Love it.
Big Tam.
Yeah.
But anyway, just in closing, is there any possibility that because we're not creating as many chances, think there's any possibility that the Martin might go with the two?
Good,
Adamu and Big Tam, as they call him.
good question. Yeah,
Tam and one other.
Big Tam and Junior. Yeah,
I wouldn't rule it out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't rule it out when you're looking for goals, when you're looking for some sort of, I don't know, chemistry or combination. Why not? If only for, I don't know, half an hour in a game if you really need it. Would they start out that way? I think the way that Celtic have been playing with a 1 up and 2 wide, it's served them well. Fullbacks always getting forward. I mean, they create a lot of chances. Just don't get the ball in the box enough for me, and that's why I would be persevering with Svinchara.
look at the goal difference, Barry. 21 plus 21 Celtic. Hearts plus 28. Rangers plus 24. So that's maybe not a bad shout. Different styles, Junior, Adamu and Big Tam.
Yeah, and surprise the opponent
Yep.
as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes managers like to do that. I'm sure Neil McCann and Billy Dodds will think Celtic will come and play the way that they've been playing since Martin O'Neill's came in. So don't be surprised if Celtic maybe try something different.
What about Tierney's view of Oxlade-Chamberlain, known as the Ox?
Aye, 100%. I didn't train his first day here, but the feedback from the boys was they was on fire. And he was scoring goals in training, so it was no surprise to see it hit the back of the net. He's played in so many big games. He's won stuff before. The experience that he's got, and it's going to help us massively. And on top of that, he's a quality player. A great addition to the changing room already.
We haven't mentioned the B words in the last hour or 10 minutes. The boycott. Kieran Tierney was asked about it. The effect of the fans not being there in their normal numbers.
Aye, us as players, we want the best atmosphere. Celtic Park's famous for it, so you want to have the best, and especially in a season like this, where it's very tight, we're chasing, and we just want to feel like the atmosphere helps us and puts us on. And everyone at the stadium's trying, you can see that. So I just hope going forward the atmosphere is good, and I think everyone, if you ask anyone at any club, the Celtic Park atmosphere, they know how good it is. So for us as players especially, we know how good it is and how much it can push us along.
Barry,
I'm a big believer. You need
Yep.
your fans.
Yeah.
You need your fans there supporting you. Loud, but also you need a connection. It helps so much, Paul. And it's clear, listen, you hear Kieran Tierney speaking there. But as a player, I can just go on my experiences, and then obviously been in charge last year. When the fans are behind the team, it gives them a boost. It's like a 12th man. They drive you forward, and that's obviously an issue at this moment in time at Celtic.
Andy, do you think a factor is that they've got so used to success? Some of the fans, maybe the younger fans, and I'm not being ageist because it's maybe not just the young ones, but they're not happy about so many things. But Rangers would love to win this title. Hearts would be over the moon to win a title.
Yep.
And maybe the Celtic fans have got used to winning. But look, it's not always going to be like this.
I can't see the Celtic fans giving up this protest. They're too far down the line, and ideally you want everything sorted. I mean, I think you've seen the last couple of transfer windows that have been really bizarre from a Celtic point of view, and somehow maybe, you know, through Martin O'Neill picking it up and then picking it up again, they're still in with a chance. But I don't see any of the Celtic supporters giving way on this. I don't think there's no trust with anyone in the boardroom, and especially when no one in the boardroom is prepared to speak to them.
Sure. And I get it. But Kevin, final word to you. I know you do go to the games away at Killie at the weekend, but you hear how important the fans are to the team. The Rangers fans are right behind them. And they've had Barron. They haven't won the league since 2021.
All right, Paul, calm down.
But do you know what I mean, Barry? It's like you'd absolutely, I mean, you can hear it. The Rangers fans, who cares what the performance is like? Just win the league. And the Celtic, I think the younger ones don't realise this could change. You know, Rangers have got the 49ers in there. Honestly, it could be a big change. Kevin, final word to you.
I've changed my stance on it, so I'll bring it back because I want it back, Martin O'Neill. I was adamant that I wasn't taking back until something was sorted with the board, but seeing the team struggle to beat Dundee, seeing them just get over the line against Libby, I'm going to go back because I think we need to get behind Martin. It's all about Martin, it's all about him. We need to, if the board doesn't back him, the fans need to back him.
Football, nothing without the fans. Kevin, thank you so much. We're going to get the predictor for this weekend after this.
Go Radio Score Predictor with Shawfield Timber. With decades of experience, they are Glasgow's specialist timber merchant.
Well, think you can predict the weekend's SPFL results? We're giving you the chance to take on our Score Predictor with Shawfield Timber. If you predict the weekend's Premiership results, either as simply a win, a loss or a draw, if you get them all right, you'll walk away with £1,000, £1,000. On the line now, welcome to the show, Dean, a Rangers fan. Hi Dean, good evening.
Good evening, guys. How are you?
Hi, Dean.
How you doing, Dean?
Great.
Hiya.
Yes, Barry Ferguson and Andy Walker. Where are you?
Yeah, I'm in Castlemilk.
Oh, in Castlemilk. Drove through it the other day. Just heading down towards the city.
Yeah.
Castlemilk.
Yeah, been there a few times. Charlie Miller comes.
Oh, of course, that's right.
Castlemilk.
Well done. Yeah, one of your finest.
Yep.
Some of the great football teams played the Grange. What was the other? Is it Maggie Mary's there?
Aye, yeah.
Maggot Mary's,
yeah, well
yep.
done. Yeah.
They were always right good schools football team.
Dean, what age group are you? Just so we can know which players to talk about, which era.
But I'm really, I'm 27, so maybe the
Nice.
10s.
Right.
Not the good players for Rangers.
Aye, yeah, some tough times, but I'll tell you what, you're in the mix now, aren't you? Hearts 57,
Yep.
Rangers 52, Celtic 51. It's going to be some game on Sunday. We'll speak to you. Do you go to the matches?
Yeah, I season ticket holder.
Oh, good man. Barry, you'll love that. Season ticket holder.
Yeah, listen, the fans put their money into the club. They travel everywhere. And I'm sure Dean will want to be going on Sunday and making sure that Rangers get the 3 points.
We'll come to that game. Will we do tomorrow's games first, Dean? Let's do
go
it.
for it.
Right, so remember, you just say a win, a draw, or a loss. And we'll get the guys' opinions as well. Let's look at Hibs against St Mirren. I'm going to start with that one because St Mirren, they need a win so badly. Hibs, Andy, I'm going to come to you first, actually. What would you say to Dean for this one? £1,000. If he gets them, just 6. That's all he needs.
I'm going for a home win. I think Hibs can do it 2-0.
Really? Barry, what do you feel?
Yep, I agree with Andy. I'm going to go Hibs to win it.
Dean and Castlemilk, who do you think's going to win?
I'm also going for Hibs.
Right, OK, you're going for Hibs. Now, Barry was a winner on Monday night in the other competition we did with Scottish Gas. £500.
Yeah.
And you tonight with Shawfield Timber, I think you'll be back on Monday. Well, I don't know yet. I'll hear your predictions. But Monday night you could be on 1,000 smackers. What would you do with it, Dean?
Oh, well, I'm going on holiday. Certainly would go towards spending money.
Oh, fantastic. Where are you going?
I'm going to Santorini.
Oh, Santa. Oh,
Tasty.
a romantic island, apparently. Never been, but Santorini. Is that a Valentine's present or something?
No, it was a good deal for me and the girlfriend for a wee week away.
Oh, that's fantastic.
By the way, some
Great,
place,
isn't it?
Santorini.
Apparently, you've been, Barry.
Yeah, lovely.
Have you got a house over there? Or not?
Oh, okay, peace.
All right, so Hibs and Mirren.
Lovely island.
So they say, yeah.
Come and see the sunset.
It's gorgeous, yeah. It's quite rocky, isn't it? It's not a sandy
It's
beaches.
not a big island.
No, it's not Sandy Lane, but it's gorgeous. Right, Falkirk, Dundee United. Barry, what do you think for that one?
I'm going to go a home win, Falkirk, to continue their great form.
I'm going for a draw in this one, Dean. I don't know what you think.
I think it's a Falkirk win.
Right, you're going Falkirk win, you're going with Barry on that one. And if they win, they go in 42 points, just 2 behind Motherwell. Motherwell. Yeah, so there'll be 2 off Motherwell, with Motherwell playing on Sunday.
What a job he's done as well.
Hasn't he?
John McGlynn.
And he's so understated, Barry, isn't he? What's your? Did you come up again? No, they were in the other division, of course.
They were in the Championship.
Of course, I know.
But I've watched them a few times this season. Very impressive. Still quite a few of the squad who came from League One into the Championship and into the Premier League, and they've held their own.
Yep.
This season, fantastic season I've had.
Our own Stephen McGinn, of course, big part of it as well, there, isn't it? And helping to
Is
coach.
he taking the plaudits?
Yeah. No, he's not. But I like to mention he's one of us. He sat here alongside you so many times.
No, he's done well. Great to see
Yeah.
that he got. But listen, he done his apprenticeship, didn't he, at St Mirren?
He did.
And then
He's
got a
working
good
alongside my good friend Paul Smith, who was a teammate of mine at Motherwell, and he's been with John McGlynn for a long time. So they're a good team. They're working really well together.
Yeah, Paul is the assistant, isn't he?
Yeah.
Did he not have a heart attack?
He had a bit of a health scare about a year ago, and thankfully he's made a full recovery.
Dean, I'm going to come to you for this one, right? Dundee against Livingston. Now, you know the story. Dundee, 23 points, did so well against Celtic, but they get knocked out the cup. Thought they could have got the equaliser the other night, but Jan Danda missed. It just went past the post. He's been brilliant for them. Against Livy, who've only got one win, and it was back in August. So, Dundee or Livingston, what do you reckon?
That was the toughest for me,
Yeah.
but I think it being at Dens Park, it's a Dundee win.
Right, a Dundee win's what you're going for.
I agree with you, Dino, and it's amazing. Dundee, they've only scored 19 goals. They're the worst scorer, lowest scorers rather, in the Premiership. But I agree with you. I think they can beat Livy 1-0. I would say.
Barry?
Yeah, I agree with the guys. I'm going to go a home win for Dundee.
Wow, unity tomorrow, apart from the Falkirk Dundee United. But Dean and Barry reckon Falkirk will win that one. You're all going for Dundee to beat Livy and Hibs to beat St Mirren. But St Mirren fans will be desperate to get... I mean, they were unlucky the other night. I know it was 4-2, then 4-3 at the end. But my goodness, Stephen Robinson, having lifted the League Cup, he'll want to get a win tomorrow. Right, I'm going to go to the 2:30 kickoff first of all. Motherwell against Aberdeen. And Andy, can I throw it to you, given that it's your old team, the Well?
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to the game so much. And Aberdeen are they're certainly the... I mean, out of their last 6 games, they've lost 5. And I think Motherwell, having watched them the other night in the flesh, I'm going to go for a home win. 2-0 for the Well.
You're looking forward to this game, aren't you?
Really looking forward to it, and looking forward to seeing some great people who work at the club at Motherwell. It's I'm really proud to have played for them when we were a first division team, managed to get promotion and stay in the top flight. They were good years.
Baresi, will he play at the back? You were so impressed by Paul McGinn.
Not just Paul McGinn, and just impressed with the full team, and even the guys that come off the bench. Just good team to watch. Obviously very well coached. I think if they play anywhere near they did in Wednesday night, I think they could absolutely trounce Aberdeen.
So an Aberdeen, a Motherwell win for you, Barry.
Win.
Dean, in Castlemilk, what do you feel?
Well, I watched us at the game Wednesday night, and I thought Motherwell played some great football at times, and winning the past couple of games. I think it's a Motherwell win too.
You reckon Motherwell win? You'd have been gutted when Stephen Welsh, you'd have been wishing he'd stayed at Celtic on loan, because he only got one game, didn't he? Yep.
Especially after the certain season, Motherwell's last goal at Fir Park start of season, 87th minute, and there's that same history repeats itself on Wednesday night.
Yeah, but you're going for Motherwell as well.
Yeah,
right.
I'm going for Motherwell win.
Okay. Sunday afternoon, you're going to the game. So Kilmarnock Celtic, it'll have just finished when your game starts. So who wants to... Barry, can I go to you first then? What do you think? Kilmarnock against Celtic, what do you reckon?
I think Celtic will just edge it. I think it'll be a very tight affair. I'm going to go Celtic just to edge it.
Right, maybe a 1-0, a 2-1.
Yeah,
feeling.
Yeah, very, very close. I think Kilmarnock will give them a game, no doubt about it. Tricky surface down there, but I just think Celtic will nick it.
Andy, what do you reckon?
I'm the same. I think Celtic will get the job done. By hook or by crook, but I think given what's at stake, I know how much Kilmarnock would love to get another point or 3 just to try and get closer to Dundee and St Mirren, Dundee United, but I'm going for a Celtic win, maybe 2-0.
What do you reckon, Dean?
Yeah, I think Celtic winning Sunday. I can't see any slip up.
Okay, so you're all going for Celtic to beat Kilmarnock. Here's Oxlade-Chamberlain. You didn't think he'd be on the radio today alongside Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. He's not here, I can tell you, in the Gorbals live at the moment. But he said, look, all he's thinking about, having moved up here, is helping Celtic to win the title.
I didn't hear that. I was out the change room, so that's nice to know. But look, we can't focus too much on everyone else. The job is to win all the games. That's what we need to be looking to do every time we step on the pitch. I think that's what this football club aspires to do every time we step over the white line. So obviously results like that might go for you, they might go against you, but we just need to focus on everything that we can control, and that's our results. And games like that tonight where we dominate a fair bit of the ball, I think we've just got to be a bit more clinical and maybe a bit more commanding, and get a few more goals when you can, because credit to Livingston, I thought they they possessed the threat, especially from set pieces. They defended really well, and you can't take anyone lightly. And I think that's a good introduction for me to be able to see that early on in the league. You've got to respect everyone, and when chances come up, we have to take them and be clinical. And that's the only way we're going to progress it.
Dean, do you have an English team as well? Is there anyone south of the border you particularly keep an eye on?
I don't really support it. I always keep a wee eye out on Aston Villa. Got a soft spot for them.
The Villa. See, Brogio did well the other night, up on loan. And John McGinn, of course, our vice-captain of Scotland. So, yep, the Villa doing well this season. Should be in the Champions League. Right, Rangers against Hearts. But before I ask you what you think is going to happen on the score predictor with Sheffield Timber, here's your manager, Danny Rule, looking forward to the game with the Hearts.
Yeah, I think generally I said both teams has pressure on this game. We can close to 2 points. That would be massive. I think every game now it's crucial. Both or all the teams now know every result influence a lot, but every result is also not the final decision making. I think this is also very important to understand. We go in the home game. I think we have a good run at home, a lot of good results, a lot of clean sheets. But we face a strong side. Will be a different challenge to Wednesday. We have also to understand this game, and for this I try, and I want to pick the best team for this game again.
Dean, you got to go first.
Yes.
Who do you fancy?
Yeah, I'll go. I think it being an Ibrox home south tonight, I think Rangers get the win.
What scoreline do you think? Remember, it doesn't matter as long as you get the right result. What do you think, though?
I think it'll be a total difference starting 11 compared to Wednesday night, and I think Rangers will win 3-1.
Barry reckons, I see he's smiling. Actually, if you're watching on YouTube, that is a smile. Yep. So but I'm going to throw it to Andy next. Yeah, Andy, what do you reckon?
I think Rangers have to do it. I think there's an added pressure there, and they've got to somehow get Hearts within their sights. I know it's 5 points at the moment, but the only way that Hearts are going to crumble here is if they feel the pressure, and to feel it, Rangers need to win. Hearts have been the better side all season against Rangers and Celtic. To be fair, they know how to win big games. So I think Rangers will get the job done here. I'm going to go 2-0.
And the captain, James Tavernier, the current captain, said, look, Rangers need to win every game now.
Every game's a must-win, but obviously with them with the lead now on the table, it's a must-win if you want to compete for the title. So we have to get the 3 points no matter what.
Legendary Rangers captain Barry Ferguson, what do you think?
I do think it will be a tough challenge, but I think it's a challenge that Rangers will come through. I'm going to go, I think Rangers will win, but I'll go 3-1 as well. That's why I was smiling. It's the same result that I had put down. So, I think it'll be a good game, but I think Rangers know, obviously Hearts know they need to come and try and get something from the game, but I think it's more important that Rangers don't allow that lead to stay the same or get even bigger. So for me, Rangers to win.
Okay, your manager, Danny Rule, said, look, need to learn lessons from dropping points at Motherwell.
Yeah, I think big respect also to Motherwell. They played in this game really well. I think this is also sometimes what we honor. That there's an opponent that did well. They played with high intensity in all the phases of the game. We were not able to match them in some phases of the game. But when I look a little bit to our opportunities during the game, even you felt they control the game, but we have big chances to score the 2-0 and 3-0. Yeah, it was, I think, after 35 minutes a big chance. I can't remember that Motherwell had a 1-against-1 to the goalkeeper in front of the goal. But we had this moment. But general, it feels not what we want. We want to have more control in all the phases, and in this game we couldn't. And now we move forward to a next opponent. They have also big weapons, transition moments. They are strong. Set play. They are strong. They are well organized. And we have to find, again, solutions for this opponent.
And Dean, what would it mean to you, given that it was the COVID season when Rangers won the title, so you couldn't go out and celebrate in the way you would like to? What would it mean to you if your team wins?
Oh, it mean the world to me. See, to be honest, I'd say last time Rangers won league back all the season, I was 12.
Right.
That's scary. I'm now 27. So basically that's been the first time I've seen Rangers win a trophy that I can remember.
Barry, see when I spoke about the hunger earlier on, I was saying, listen to, he's 27. He was 12 when Rangers last won it in front of the fans. You could never have imagined that as a boy coming up along with Derek and, watching Rangers then playing for them.
Yeah, I was used to Rangers winning trophies, and obviously when I started playing I was lucky enough to win a lot of trophies as well, and you listen to what he's saying there, it's been a long time, and it'll be the same for a number of Rangers fans. So listen, it's in their hands. They're in a title chase here. What they need to do is get back to winning ways, and hopefully that starts in Sunday at Ibrox.
Who's your all-time favourite player, Dean?
My all-time favourite?
Yeah.
As witnessed or in general? It's a hard
All
one.
time in general.
Hard one,
Go
isn't
on,
it?
give us
Just
a few
whenever-
names.
Is it, I'm trying to think, Barry Ferguson?
Probably that, Barry.
Don't be
Maybe
shy. Fernando Rickson, the late great Fernando. He was a cracker, wasn't he?
Oh, he was
there was
a
never a dull moment.
Oh, he was a nut job.
I lived out in the Mearns in those days.
But
and
listen, again, he was
fireworks,
one of the ones where his Rangers career, it was a tough start for him.
Yes.
But he came through it, showed good character. Yeah, really good player and a good teammate. And sadly, lost far too early.
Far too soon. Andy, who was the best Rangers player you played against, would you say? Or just a
I'd
couple of
say-
names? Yeah.
Well, Richard Gough.
Yeah, the captain.
Who was a brilliant defender, but you knew he was a sort of captain material. He was doing it for Scotland as well, but he was absolute quality. At the other end of the pitch, you had Alan McCoy scoring goals. So I think one of them who I played against, and sometimes he was just mesmerising, was sadly another one who's no longer with us, was Davy Cooper.
Yep.
And of course, going to Motherwell on Saturday, Sunday rather,
Yeah.
there's one of the stands
Yep.
named after Davy Cooper because of what he did for Motherwell and his part in when Motherwell won the Scottish Cup in '91.
That's it. Never forget
Some
it.
player.
Yeah, wasn't he?
You not got a stand named after you?
Not yet. Right, Dean, listen,
dear.
you've all gone for the home teams to win. So you've gone for Dundee to beat Livy, Falkirk to beat Dundee United, Hibs to beat St Mirren. That's Saturday. So Thomas watching and listening in San Francisco will be delighted. And then Sunday, Kilmarnock against Celtic. No, you're going for Celtic, of course. So that's the away team. Motherwell against Aberdeen, Motherwell to win, and Rangers to beat Hearts. So there's my theory right out the window. So, yeah, listen, Dean, I hope you're on Monday night. We'll be here, and we'll have the £1,000 for you then with Shawfield Timber. Thanks, Dean.
All the best, Dean.
Cheers.
Cheers, Dean.
Enjoy the weekend. We're back in a moment.
Radio Football Show with Burger King.
Thanks to Rory, who's with us. He's helping behind the scenes. A Hibs fan, Andy. So,
A Hibby.
Yeah,
Can't beat it.
indeed. Have you met a Hibs fan before in Glasgow? It doesn't happen too often, does it?
I've met a couple of them, yeah.
He's from
They
Old
get
Ricky.
around.
So well done, Rory. You survived last night at the beginning. And James, of course, executive producer, is looking after us here with the cameras as well.
He's
More and more
not a
people.
Hibby.
Is he not? No? Okay, yeah.
Certainly know what James is.
Yeah. So a very good programme controller, an executive producer. That's what he is,
Yeah,
Barry.
he's not bad. He's not bad. I'll give him that.
We had Laurie on last night who was giving it, going on about Martin and all the rest of it. Who else was on? Derek's not been on. I thought Derek might have been on earlier in the week, Barry, or after the Motherwell game.
Derek's pretty passionate.
He is, isn't he? But he
Listen,
loves,
he just speaks
he
his
loves
mind.
Rangers.
He's got
Yeah.
an opinion, and everybody has a right to an opinion.
They do indeed. That's one of the great things about football in Glasgow on this programme. We've had 2 million views since the start of the year, so it's pretty good. More and more.
Even with Granty on it.
Indeed, he was in last. He was in Philadelphia. I was thinking, do you think he was over? Yeah, he was in Philly last weekend, Barry. I think Andrew Kavanagh lives over that way. Do you think Peter's been over advising him? No, not at all.
No chance.
No chance of that. But he was over there. But he was back for the programme just the other night. So, yeah, I think he was over there doing a Celtic supporters function. You all do them, don't you? All over the world over the years.
Do you know when I first joined Celtic, it was part of the deal. I remember Big Billy saying you know, part of the deal was go and meet the supporters, and it was the amount of functions, dinners, Player of the Season awards, and so many went to them. And Tommy Burns was, I mean, the amount of times he put his hand up to go here, there and everywhere, he almost embarrassed you into doing a wee bit more for the club.
He did loads of them. Barry, I did them with him, did them with Jock Wallace.
I enjoy going and meeting the fans and doing some Q&As, and when I'm back in my ambassador role, get to see a lot of the supporters. That's the life and soul of the club. People pay a lot of money to go and support their team, so you've got to give them your time. And I certainly enjoy meeting up with a lot of the fans.
Yeah, you don't want to see the fans being shortchanged, do you?
No.
Scotland, we broke the news last night. Well, it came out during the programme. Harvey Barnes, Andy, disappointing, but at least we know he doesn't want to play for us.
Yeah, I would certainly have asked the question. He doesn't want to do it, so good luck to him. He obviously wants to try and get himself involved in the England squad. I think he's good enough.
Yeah. Barry?
Disappointed? I agree with Andy. You have got to ask the question because he's a very good player. But listen, he's chosen not to do it. Steve Clark's right. Just move on and concentrate on making sure, or hopefully making sure everybody's going to be fit and available, because you want to take your strongest squad over there. And you want to give a good account of yourself, and I think we get a good draw in the World Cup draw.
Yeah, we did. In fact, it's almost 4 months to the day to the match. I see the bars are staying open half an hour after the game finishes, which will be 2 o'clock in the morning and 4 o'clock in the morning, won't it?
Maybe breakfast at 4:30 or so.
Oh, breakfast there. Barry,
big fry up about 4:30.
Sorry, a healthy fry up there. But it's going to be brilliant, isn't it? The countdown's on to the World Cup finals, and Scotland's going to be there.
Yeah, it's been a long time, 28 years. Thoroughly deserved to get there, and just the way we got there in the end was, I don't think you'll see anything like that again.
No.
In terms of the Denmark game, it was amazing.
Great drama.
Yeah, it was an amazing night, amazing feeling, and I'm sure a lot of the fans, or every fan, is looking forward to watching us.
Craig Gordon, though, not playing again at the moment. Andy, are you concerned about that?
Yes. I mean, I know what he's capable. Well, everyone knows what he's capable of when he's playing every week. But even when he's not playing every week, and the impact that he made when he came on for Hearts, when the goalkeeper gets sent off at Dens, the save he made at the end. I mean, that's you winning 2 points for your club. So yeah, it would be great if he was playing more often. But even if he's not, I don't see anyone better than him, and that might be a bit of a worry, but Craig Gordon has shown his class for years.
He would be your pick.
Definitely.
If you were manager. Barry, what's your thoughts?
If it would be my pick? Yeah, 100%. The only worrying, I wouldn't say it's worrying, because he clearly looks after himself. Andy just made a good point. He comes on at half time, and when the goalkeeper gets sent off or just before half time, and makes a great save as soon as he come on. But that save he made for the header was top class. And you would want your goalkeeper to be playing on a regular basis. It's not working that way at this moment in time, but come the summer, for me, he's still Scotland's number one.
Surely there must be some keeper to keep him out of the team.
This is it. He's the number one, and look where Hearts are, and it's due pretty much to a settled side. So Derek McInnes has obviously got great faith in him.
Can anyone break through into the Scotland team between now and the end of the season? I think we know everyone now who's available. That was maybe the only...
I was at Hull last week, the weekend before. Ollie McBurney played well again and scored a goal. And I know he's not anyone's favourite amongst the Scotland fans. But I think, you're going to get down to a bit of loyalty with Stevie Clark.
Yeah.
I think he's obviously going to go. Let's say everyone's fit. Shea Adams is going to go.
Yeah.
I'm sure Lawrence Shankland is going to go because of what he can bring, and the fact that he scored in that game against Denmark.
Still second top scorer
Lyndon
in the league.
Dykes, I'm sure he's going to go, but where is he now? I think he's at Charlton now.
He loves Lyndon Dykes, doesn't he?
He loves Lyndon Dykes, and Lyndon Dykes has done a lot for Scotland. Sure. So there's 3 strikers. Do you want another one? Do you want the likes of McBurney or Ollie Burke, who plays in Germany, or is there anyone else down Tommy Conway, been scoring goals.
I watched
for,
him the other night.
Did you?
Scored a great goal.
Yeah.
Did he?
Scored a great goal for the Borough.
Do you like him, Barry? Yeah.
Yeah, good goal. He scored good movement, and I enjoyed watching Middlesbrough as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Middlesbrough were
And
a good team.
that's playing at a good level where you're almost on the brink of getting promotion to the top flight in England. But I think there's room for one more striker to, just to give Stevie Clark a bit of a headache.
Pat's asking Barry, what about your old teammate? He was a very young teammate, of course, as you were, Mikel Arteta. Can they? Well, they can still win the league. Is there a danger they might lose out? What do you think? Are the Gunners finally going to do it? Man City are looking good, aren't they?
Disappointing result from last night.
Yep.
No, I've got a funny feeling Man City will do it. Yeah, I would love them to win it.
You love who to win it? City?
No.
Arsenal.
Mikel. Yeah,
sure.
I would love him to do it, but I just don't know. The thing for me is Man City have got that experience. Arsenal
The
have
pressure's
not.
off them a bit as well, Man City. Would
It
that
is,
be fair?
the pressure is off them a bit. That was one that you want to go and make sure you come away with the 3 points, and he would have been bitterly disappointed with it. Look, Brentford are a tough team to play against, certainly at home.
What a record they've got. Yep.
But
Okay.
if you're asking my honest opinion, I think Man City will just nick it.
Who's going to win it, Andy, in your view?
Arsenal for me.
You're going for Arsenal. Right, back up here. Just results tonight. Airdrie St Johnson, Barry, is it? Who's going to win?
St Johnson have to win if they want to win the title. So I'm going to go St Johnson.
Andy, do you agree?
I'm the same.
Yep.
Away win for the Saints.
Arbroath against Ayr.
Can't see past my old club, Ayr United, to do it.
Dunfermline, Partick Thistle. I'm going to ask both of you, Barry, what do you reckon?
Oh, that's a toughie.
You nip in.
I'm going to go a draw.
A draw? Andy?
I'm going for the Harry Rags. Thistle to win.
Morton against Wraith
You're
Rovers.
just going for all ex-teams? Come on.
I played for a short time for Wraith Rovers, but I think Morton are going to do it.
Who have you not played with?
Ross County, Queen's Park. Yeah.
Never mind. I was at Queen's Eye.
Exactly.
I was at Queen's in the early days, so I'm going for Queen's Park there.
Right, the two biggest games Sunday. Celtic up first. Martin O'Neill, is it his 200th league game in charge at Celtic over 25 years?
200 league games. I was told that there in the interview. I honestly didn't know. I would have got long odds about that there in about the 5th of October, of last year. Long odds. You wouldn't have gone to Ladbrokes with that one,
But I'll tell you what, Andy, he has been, his result, he hasn't lost a league game as manager this time round, nor the autumn of...
I'm fascinated to see who will win the manager of the year. I mean, right now you look at Ascow at Motherwell's doing a fabulous job, but if Derek McInnes wins the league with Hearts, he's the manager of the year. Imagine Danny Rule won it for Rangers.
Yeah.
Imagine Martin O'Neill won it for Celtic.
Of course.
Whoever wins the title is going to win the manager of the year. John McGlynn's done brilliant for Falkirk.
Sure.
It'll just be fascinating to see who comes away with that prize.
Yeah, who will it be? We heard Martin O'Neill there, or will it be Danny Rule?
Yeah, you have to. 24 hours you get a trophy for the best manager of the month. 24 hours later, you're not good enough. This is football. It's about, I think I said it many times, always about the next game. It's about results. Go again. And even in this situation, I go forward, I lead my group. Important is that we take the right consequence from this game, what we have to improve. And football sometimes is, it's emotional. We take this match day, we conceded late, the two other clubs scored late. Could be a completely different story today, and you ask me different questions, but this is football.
That's the thing, isn't it? Twists, turns, roller coaster, throw in whichever phrase you want, Andy.
Guaranteed to be a brilliant end to the season, and we are going to see so many twists and turns. We're going to get a lot of controversy with refereeing decisions, with VAR. You saw it last week at that City-Liverpool game.
And up here as well.
Great drama.
Sure. Mark Guidi said that last night. The referees, a lot of attention on it. They've got to go and do their job. VAR not to get too involved unless they need to, and because the business end of the season, the scrutiny is going to be huge on them.
Yeah, I've not been impressed, if I'm being honest with
That's
you.
what Mark said. Yeah,
With the
With Mark
referee.
Goody.
Yeah, well, him as well. Him as well.
But it's true for the referees, and Charlie McGrew was saying ex-players should take. But you've said that before, but he's not doing it. I said, have you signed up yet? No, not you personally.
All right,
but
no,
it'd be
there's
good
not-
to have ex-players
Quite
Doing what?
mental to be a referee.
Doing what?
to be referees. Anyway, we've run out of time on that
Would you be a
bombshell.
referee?
Not now. Yeah, I did go for it. Anyway, that's another story. Thank you so much for being with us all week. Zoe Kelly's up next. See you Monday.